Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, which is rapidly becoming Dave's Watch World, but it's Dave's Man Cave. Hit like, hit subscribe, leave some comments. I started out a couple weeks ago with a Google Pixel Watch 2, and I gave that to my dad and decided I'm just gonna go with regular watches. So I needed a watch. And in the last 2.5 weeks, I now have a bunch of them and more. It's weird how addictive it is, or maybe I'm just my personality. I got 2 more of these Olevs watches. I was really impressed with, let's see, this little guy right here. I was like, oh, for $32 or $28, whatever the hell it was, how bad can it be? And it actually is a beautiful watch. It's been keeping time for the last several days. I don't know what it'll be like 3 years from now, but for $32 or whatever it was, figure you can't go wrong. So this one was kind of small, not quite beefy enough for my tastes personally, although I could see it being a nice little dress watch I would wear occasionally. More often than not, maybe I'm going to grab my Tissot. Now I did replace the metal band that was on this. I just didn't find it as comfortable, so I went and got an actual, legit Tissot band. The stupid band was like $45, but I feel like this looks much better. I like the silver with the blue and the brown leather, way more comfortable, and it doesn't scratch up when you're sitting here typing. The bottom piece was getting all scuffed up just from rubbing on the table from typing all day and being in the office. And it's actually fairly common with metal band watches. They're nice and shiny stainless steel, but they, you get dust and sand and whatever, and it can actually scratch it from repetitive motion. So you're sitting here doing demos or doing stuff on your mouse pad on the laptop, and that rubbing on the tabletop after a while was actually scuffing up the metal. So I went to the leather band. And anyway, so apart from that, I wanted to get some more of these watches. So I bought this one. This one arrived the other day, and I've actually been wearing it for a couple days. But I figured, let me do a video, and then I'll show you the one that came today, which I just ordered it Saturday night from their website, and it already showed up today. So I've got this one that I've been wearing for a couple days, and this basically is an homage, if you will, to a Rolex Daytona. So this time I did remember to take the sticker off, so the eagle-eyed person that saw the red stripe, I didn't realize there was another clear coat sticker on the back. This is really they're nicely made watches. I don't know that they're going to have the durability long term. We'll have to see. But if you look at like how they're crafted, and I'm doing this in 4K. I've already got fingerprints smudging as I'm holding it here. But this is done really well. I mean, it's actually a beautiful watch. You've got your chronograph, so it's not like the Tissot where it's got 1/10 of a second markers and stuff. It's just got your seconds down here and then your minutes up there. And then it's got your AM, PM, so cloud and sun, start, stop, go ahead and reset. It's just a basic watch. The bezel does not turn. They've got different colors of these. I got this. I thought this looked really nice, and I like the leather strap. I like the fact that it's got the ridge on it. It's nice and soft. It's very comfortable. It's not just black. It's got, flat like some watch bands. It's got that bit of texture to it. It's got their little logo there on the clasp. And apart from the stupid dog hair that keeps sticking to it. Jesus Christ, dude, get away. Anyway, I wore it all day yesterday. It was very comfortable. It looks good. It's sharp. I mean, it certainly gets some looks and stuff. It is pretty much their copy of a Rolex. And a Rolex like this, if you can find them, I don't even know if you can find them new, you can pay anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000, or you can pay $30,000 to $40,000. I mean, it's for me that's an easy sell. I think it's beautiful. It'll make a nice little watch in the collection. What's there to say about it? It's a quartz movement. It's only waterproof to 3 atmospheres, so don't go swimming with it. But I think if you get it, caught out in the rain or a light shower or something like that, you'd probably be fine. But it's a very pretty watch. It sits on the wrist nice. Nothing bad to say about it. I mean, it is what it is for $30. I'm amazed at how they can make these things this well. It doesn't feel like it's aluminum or something cheap. I've watched other reviews of people wearing them for a length of time and the metal's not scratching or flaking off or anything like that. I mean, it appears to be a, decently made watch, especially at that price point. There's a good value there. You can have something that looks nice, that doesn't cost a ton. Is it basically a copy of a Rolex? Yeah. Not a lot of people can afford Rolexes. I consider myself to make pretty good money. My wife and I together are in a good income bracket. But, we do have a lot of expenses and toys and hobbies and things. I'm not in a position to go out and spend $30,000 or $40,000 on a watch. I have to sit here and think, it's like if I want to go spend $1,000 on a watch, it's less of a case of can I, and more of a case of would I. But if I actually wanted something like a legit Rolex like this, I'm not going to go spend, it's like I look at the way I look at it. And so, if I really wanted to, it's like, could I find a way to do it? I guess, but I'd rather go buy 2 brand new Ducatis, you know what I mean? Or go buy another car or something than to spend it on a freaking watch. I'm just not that kind of person. So, and even then, even if I really wanted to, it's like, I don't have that kind of money laying around to just go blow on a watch. So, go and buy, get a couple nice, G-Shocks for $130 and $200 and get a $350 or $400 whatever Tissot, and then you have a couple beater watches that, look nice like this, but don't cost a lot. So I've got another one. This thing's really comes on its own little pillow, which I think is funny. I don't know why, but I don't know. Why does your watch come on a pillow? And so this one is a chronograph. Now, I'll put links to them. I don't know the model numbers. Honestly, these guys have so many different watches. It's kind of hard to keep up with what the model numbers are unless it's physically on here, which it's not. So I'll have to just put a link to where I got it. This one I got right from their website. The other one I got from the Amazons. So I can easily post those links. And this one is similar to the one that I do want to get. There's another Tissot. It's called the T-Race, and there's like these MotoGP editions. And they're just under, like $5, under $600. And that's probably about as much as I'm going to spend on a watch right now. But I saw this one that looks very similar to that one. And so I was like, you know what? Let me see if I like a watch this size, this style, would I wear it and all that kind of stuff. Now this one has a black case. This doesn't look anything like the Tissot. The Tissot is quite a bit fancier, but it's this style of a watch and it does have the red band. So I wanted to see what this one was like. So again, this one's only to 3 atmospheres. So you can get it sprinkled on, but I wouldn't submerge it. I wouldn't take a shower where the water's hitting it at force. If you get it rained on or something like that, I'm sure it will be fine. This also is a non-turning bezel. It also is a chronograph. So your start is up top, and you'll see that little one down there is turning. Stop. Reset. It does show date of the week. Now, what's weird on this one is that normally, that whole dial that has your day of the week, you wouldn't see it in other places. So this is one of those things where you almost sort of need to know, like, hey, that's the one because it's got a little red circle over it. But there's the date. It's the 26th. I don't know that it shows AM, PM. I don't even know what that dial is. So it looks like that one's seconds, maybe that one's minutes, and then that's hour. I don't know. I'll have to play with it. I literally just took it out of the box. So I haven't had time to dick with this one at all. The other one I got yesterday, so I was able to play with it. This one has a fairly long band, so if you got big wrists, this one would definitely be for you. My wrists are not that big, so yeah, fits good, fits well. Do I like it? Yeah, I actually do like it. The glass is very glossy. I almost wouldn't mind if it was like a matte black finish or something like that. But I think I'm going to get that Tissot, which is going to be very similar to this. And that's probably going to be the last watch I buy for a while. And I know I said that 7 watches ago, but yeah, at some point I go, okay, I've spent too much money on these things. I don't need to spend that kind of money on them. But it's very nice. I do wish they were a little bit more water resistant. These are going to be more like your fashion watches. There's a lot of brands out there, and even ones with name brands, they say Michael Kors or this or that. A lot of those are made by Fossil or some Chinese company behind the scenes, and they put their names on it and charge $100 or whatever. And it's just a watch. It's nothing fancy. It's not a Seiko. It's certainly not luxury watches like your Rolex, Omegas, Tag Heuer, Cartier. There's a bunch of really nice watches out there. And some people are into that enough to spend that kind of money. I don't know, maybe one day I will be. I just don't see myself spending many thousands of dollars on a watch. I can see myself having maybe a good watch at some point. Not that, the Tissot and some of these aren't, okay watches. I mean, the Tissot certainly makes a good watch. But they're not, none of these are luxury. There are, a couple of them are nice, and then these ones look okay, but we're talking about Invicta here. Let's not go crazy. But yeah, I think it's neat just having different styles of watches. I'll probably rearrange these, so I'll put my nicer watches down here on the bottom, and then put my lesser expensive watches up here on top. But overall, do I like these Olevs? Yeah, I mean, initially, I haven't had any one of them long enough, and it's not like a knife or something where I can go out and cut a bunch of stuff and test it. It's one of those things where you wear it during the course of a day over a period of time, and it either keeps time and holds up, and the whatchamacallit, the watch hands don't fall off, or they do. That's really how you're going to have to judge a watch. I have no concerns with any of these, obviously. Tissot, Casio, G-Shocks are regarded as very good watches, especially for the money. But these other ones, I don't know. It may take a little bit of time. I know people that have had watches like this, something like the Pro Diver from Invicta. You can say, oh, Invicta doesn't make a bad watch. They make some really ugly watches. They make some really gaudy, looking watches. But, something like this is just a copy of a Submariner with their logo and all that stuff on it. And I know people that have been wearing these for 10 plus years, still on the same watch, just change the battery every few years, I've got one with the rubber style with the gold clasp, and then I've got one that's, all metal and stuff. I actually prefer wearing the all metal one. But you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a decent watch today, And I know people will say decent is different things to different people. Yeah. Some people will never buy Ducati. And they don't need to, because you got Honda and Yamaha and Suzuki and Kawasaki. Those are excellent bikes. They're not luxury bikes. They're not exotics. There's nothing fancy about them. They're common. They're also really good, and they work. I'm not going to say that this is a Yamaha, but I'm just saying some people, everybody's experience and definitions of things can be relevant. I like nicer things and bikes and things, but I still have Yamaha and Kawasaki. I love sports cars and things, and it would be great to have a Porsche or an Audi R8 or something more exotic, but I got a Corvette. And you can say, well, that's a really cool car. It is. It's a really cool car, but it's a Chevy at the end of the day. It's not anything exotic. It's not European. And so I look at watches and I think, you know what? You can spend good money and have a really nice collection, and some people do it as an investment because a good, if you buy a Rolex, you're not going to lose money on it. Those things will probably only go up in value over time. And so some people look at it as an investment or an heirloom or, whatever. It's money right there. If they needed to go sell it, they could sell it and get some cash for it. I don't look at watches that way. I know that some do. It's not for me. But I think it's kind of cool just to have different timepieces for different things. My wife already thinks I'm crazy. She's like, just go buy a watch. So maybe I'll buy her a couple watches, and that way she won't think I'm so crazy for buying a bunch for myself. But these the Olevs, I've got 3 of the damn things now. I probably won't buy any more because I think I got the 3 that kind of really appealed to me the most. But for the most part, I'm kind of impressed. I'm going to wear these and see how, I'm not going to put this one away. Let's just wear it and see how it wears over time. Let's see if it keeps time. Because if it does, there's really no reason to go spend a ton of money on a watch unless you just really like that watch, you like that design, you like the name brand, whatever it is. I say buy both, personally. Have a nice watch or two you can kind of be proud of and leave to your kid or grandkids or somebody else. Or if you're going on a nice business trip or, things like that where you want to pull out and say, okay, let me go get my Tag Heuer, or let me go get, a Movado or something like that. Without, you can go get a nice watch for $1,000, and it's a really nice watch. But when you're just, going to the store or sitting around the house or just, a day in the office, do you need $1,000 or a $5,000 watch? No. Wear a Casio. Casio makes a great watch. Wear one of these guys. These guys have got some amazing designs. I don't know if they're all copies or homages. I'll have to look and see, research a little bit and see if they've got their own designs. But of the three I've got so far, I mean, they're nice. I don't know what else to say. A watch either holds up, the finish doesn't peel off, it doesn't, it either works or it doesn't. So to me, if it works, if its purpose is to keep time, as long as they're both accurate, then in my mind, a $5,000 watch isn't really better than a $1,000 watch or a $100 watch. This is going to keep just as accurate time as a Rolex or a Breitling. Actually, more so, because this one will be set by my watch or my phone, or they'll pick up a radio signal from an atomic clock every night. So technically, you can get an $80, $90, $100 Casio, and these are more than that, but you can get some of the $80, $90 ones that'll keep perfect time because they're synchronized to an atomic clock daily. I don't think your $40,000 Breitling's doing that. So there you have it. Another one from Olevs. Weird name, but they make nice enough watches. I'm not finding anything to fault it. Time's going to tell. Will I be seeing the same thing in 4 months or go, yeah, that thing fell apart. It was a piece of crap. It didn't last long. That could happen. That could happen with any or all of the Olevs. I just don't know yet. Other reviews have shown them seemingly to hold up. So I've been rambling long enough. This went on longer than I thought. So anyway, those are the new ones here. I'll put links in the videos, but check them out if you want a cheap watch that looks the part, looks nice. Might be something to consider.